feel like I have a lot to say, and I'm not really sure how to say it. I just felt like this video was necessary for me because I felt like this would be a good way for me to talk about what I'm going through, and hopefully I'm able to find more people who can relate. If you know me personally, actually I don't even know if you would know this knowing me personally, because I don't talk about it very often. Perhaps you do know that, oh, bug. Sawyer and I have struggled financially ever since we've been together, I guess, or especially since we've been married. And it's hard, and I'm realizing, you know, when I was young, I just could not wait to grow up. I was so pumped to be an adult, and I wanted to do everything that adults do, and I really wish that there was some way to prepare. And my parents tried. They tried to teach me about money. They tried to teach me how to be responsible. I don't think I took their advice very seriously, and I do really regret that. But I just wish that there was some way that we could explain to young people before they become adults just the hardship that they will face. And honestly, there's no way around it. Whether you go to college or you don't, you get married or you don't, it doesn't really matter. If you want to be a person, if you want to be a self-sufficient person, or in our case, two people who are supporting each other and supporting ourselves, it's hard. There's so much that you're required to do to be a person. At least if you live in America, this is a fact. Your livelihood depends on your finances. If you don't have money, you don't get to be a person. You don't get to be respected as a person. If you have no money, you have nothing. You don't get to be a part of this society. And getting money is really hard. It's so stressful. It's so stressful to know that if you cannot find a way to make enough money to pay for everything, that you could lose it all. I mean, we've been in worse financial situations, but at the time we didn't have so much to lose. Now we have so much to lose, and it's nerve-wracking. You know, the whole I can't eat, I can't sleep type of thing when you're filled with anxiety? Well, I'm literally going through that right now, and it's terrible because being stressed makes me very tired and I'm exhausted all the time, but I can't sleep. I try and I lay there all night, but it's like I can't get my mind to slow down, and it's just like spinning. It's making me sick. I have a lot of medical issues already. I haven't been able to eat well either. All of my internal problems, all of my internal pain is so much more prevalent now than I feel it's ever been. I feel like I'm nervous laughing a lot, because in all reality, this topic is actually really hard for me to talk about. And I don't really talk about it to anyone other than Sawyer, but he knows. I'm really scared. There's so much that I want to do still. I want to be a writer and a poet and a lyricist and a musician. I want to dedicate myself to this. I want to work hard and be successful, and I want to give everything, all that I have. I want to full-heartedly work on the things that I'm passionate about. I want to create art, and I want to travel. I want to see the world, and I want to study it, and I want to study sociology and psychology. I want to be a philosopher. I want to understand the world better, because I know that I can. If I really put myself to it, I know that I can. I want to understand it so that I can help it. I want to leave this earth knowing that I made an impact. And even if nobody remembers my name, at least I want to leave it better than it was. I'm not willing to let this actually kill me. When I die, when I'm old, I want to look back on the life that I led, and I don't want to be filled with regret. I want to look back and know that I gave it everything I had, and that I saw everything that I could, and I impacted everything that I could and everyone that I could, that I lived up to the potential that I was given. I think everyone is given potential to do great things. And I've known my entire life that I have the ability, the potential, the passion, and the drive, and the brain to do it. And when I die, I want to know that I lived up to my name. I know what it feels like to lose someone. My best friend passed away. I miss her so much, and I couldn't imagine Sawyer going through that. The reason I'm so scared is because my body breaks with stress. It just breaks. Every time I've ever been hospitalized, or every time I've ever had a serious medical issue, it all derived from stress. And even though deep down I know that I can make it through this, it's so hard. It's so hard. And I hate that Sawyer has to be so strong for me. I hate that he has to hold me up so that I don't fall. But God, I love him for it. No one's ever been able to deal with me. My own brother the other day, after I nearly fainted, he knows that I get sick a lot. He's my brother. He's been around. He knows. And I've come very close to not making it before. He came over and sat next to me and said, "Hey, don't die, okay? Don't die of this sickness. Don't die." And for some reason that hit me so hard, because I can't even imagine what they would feel if that did happen. The point of this video and me sitting here nearly crying in front of this camera is to say that life is very, very hard. There's a lot of things in life that can become very overwhelming. And for some people, like me, it can affect you in ways that are very detrimental. But what I want to say, on top of all of the negativity and the vulnerability that I just put out there, is that I know I'm going to be okay. And I know you're going to be okay. If any of you feel this way, if you feel afraid and anxious and scared, if your stress is taking over, know you're going to be okay. I feel like I wouldn't be so optimistic and so hopeful and so confident if it wasn't for Sawyer and people in my life who have supported me and encouraged me. All of you who watch my videos and have supported me in this way and have supported this passion of mine, you helped me overcome this. And I don't think I could ever put into words how thankful I am for that. Stress can be an all-consuming thing, but we have to fight it. We can't let it take over. I know my time is not coming to an end, and I will fight for that. I will fight for that satisfaction when I die. I will fight to live up to my potential, just as all of you should. I think it's so important when you feel the way that I've been feeling to reach out to people, to talk, to let it out. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I just want to lay it all out at the table and see it for what it is and accept it for what it is, so that I can move past it, so that I can deal with it. Because when you just let it swim around in your head and your head is spinning and you can't sleep and you can't eat, if you don't share what you're feeling, you're just going to keep going deeper. I know it's hard to talk about. I know it's hard to be vulnerable like this. I know it's hard to be honest sometimes. But trust me when I say you can get through it. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and transparent. Sawyer helps me through so much. Just being honest with him about how I feel and what I'm going through has helped me overcome so many trials. If you struggle with things like this, if you struggle with stress and anxiety and depression and fear, you're not alone. I know it can feel like you are. Trust me, I do. I really, really do. But you're not. There are people who know what it feels like. I will never pretend to completely understand what people feel, because we're all different. And we all handle things differently. We process things differently. We feel differently. Even with the most intense sense of empathy, no one will ever really, really know what you feel. But that's okay. You're allowed to be sad. And you're allowed to feel like no one will understand. And I know that when you go through things, people are going to tell you things that you want to hear, or what they think you want to hear. When you lose someone, they'll say things like, oh, they're in a better place. And even when you know that, even if you know that, it doesn't make you miss them any less. Know that no one will ever truly be able to understand you. But also know that there are so many people who feel similar to you, that can relate to you, that have gone through similar things, have felt similar things, and you can bond together. I guess what I'm trying to say is that no one is ever going to have the right words. We as individuals have to overcome our internal battles on our own, but allow people who can relate help lift you up, help carry you so that you can do that. Because when you're going through something, that's very dark and deep and painful, it can feel like you're falling. But if you surround yourself with people who care about you and love you and understand in a general sense what you're going through, and understand that they aren't going to be able to fix you, they can just carry you so that you can deal with your own problems on your own without the fear of falling. Sawyer has been that for me. Several friends have been that for me. My friend Abby has always been that for me. I know I've said a lot, and I warned you ahead of time that I felt like I had a lot to say. And I hope it was coherent. It's very hard for me to articulate how I feel. It's all jumbled up in my head, and I have a point, but it's very hard to convey it in a way that is understandable. But I just felt like it was so important for me with what I'm going through to be honest. I said I wanted this channel to be about honesty, so I decided to be really honest. Even though I'm shaking right now and sweating and I feel really weird, I feel really vulnerable putting myself out there like this. This is what I want to stand for. This is what I want people to know me for. This is what I want to bring to this community, is pure honesty. And sometimes honesty is hard, but I think it's so necessary, and I think it's so important. If you feel this way, there are things you can do to help aside from confiding in people, which I think is the most important. Also, find time to spend with yourself. Find time to do what you're passionate about. If you're a creative person, do creative things. Paint, draw, play music, play video games. That's what Sawyer's always done. Obviously, you don't want to obsess with it. There is a fine line. Please understand that everything I say is in moderation. But find things that you're able to let it out, you're able to feel happy, and you're able to calm down and be in that moment. Also, what always helps are animals. Animals always help. If you have an allergy, if you don't like animals, I'm sorry. Animals are literally the best. If you feel really stressed, holding a puppy or a kitty or something sweet that loves you, it will make you feel better. I don't really know how to end this video. I'm not really sure what to say. I hope I got my point across. I hope that you understand what I was trying to say. I think I'll end this video by bringing in Sawyer. Okay, so I wanted to bring you in here because I just wanted to say thank you for taking care of me. I know that since we've been married, it's been really, really hard. And we've had a lot of struggles, and especially financially.
Yeah.
And I know that, and you know, that stress really impacts my body in a negative way. And I know that it's probably been harder for you than me because you've had to take care of me. And I just want you to know how thankful I am for everything that you do for me. I don't know. I think I'd be dead if I didn't have you, because you keep me strong and you carry me so that I can fight my battles and I can survive. And I just want you to know that I love you, and I just want you to know how thankful I am.
I love you too.
You're my best friend.
You're my best friend too.
You know, when we got married and we took our vows, and you said that you were gonna love me in sickness and in health, and, you know, for rich or for poor, you really meant it. Because you got bad ends for both of those things. You've got the sick and the poor. Which sucks, but it just shows that you meant what you said.
I did.
And I love you so much.
I love you too.
I really don't know what I would do without you.
I'll always take care of you too.
Anyways, I know that was a long video and it was all talking. I felt like it was necessary, and I felt like it was honesty that I needed to convey, articulate. Anyways, that's it for this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!
See ya.